everybody. Today we are action packed. Let's see. Where are we? Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. All right. All right. How is everybody? Where are you listening in from today? All right. So happy Monday morning to everybody. We are ready to get started with the week. So hopefully you are. If not, then I don't know what to tell you because it's here. So you might want to rethink a lot of things if you're dreading today. But this is not a life lesson or a business lesson or a business. I'm sorry, this is a business video. Pete, how's it going? Pete, great to see you. You're over here on Facebook. Now, if you're on YouTube, let me know where you're listening from. Hey, Pete, where are you from? I see you on Facebook. And we're going to go over here, open the comment section. Vimal Raj, the Mirage. Sorry, I can't say your name, my friend, but how to make arbitrage on Facebook. Help me out on that. Are you reselling something? Is that what's going on? I can color in between the lines if needed on that, but we'll wait for that to come through. Pete, NYC, awesome. Awesome. New York City. New York City. All right, so that one's going. That's going right there. Let me see. What's the best way of monitoring? I have two monitors right now, but I feel I need another one. So I think as I say that, I'm going to put it on my notes to buy one. This little setup that I have here is about to change again. So now would be a good time to go ahead and put that to the list. New monitor. All right, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Have a sound engineer coming over, helping me get everything together. So that'll be fun. All right, so today's topic is about Facebook. Any Facebook questions that you might have. Now, I brought plenty of them with me. So, good morning, Carrie. Great to see you, Carrie. You're right up the road, if I remember. You're in Dallas, Fort Worth. So great to see you. We have somebody from Nigeria. Can you please tell us how to set target on Facebook advertisement? Of course we will. We absolutely will. So I came prepared. I asked this in my Facebook group. I asked this on Instagram. I asked this every way possible. And even in my email list, any question, excuse me, any questions that came up with Facebook. So I wanted to make sure that we address them right off the jump. So I brought a few questions with me. As you think of a few questions, please feel free to drop them down in the chat. That is really what I want to make sure that we get, that we cover as much as possible. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. That's what we're here for. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger on my end before I share the screen. I'll move this over here so I can monitor the chat and see any questions that come through. All righty. Let me refresh this. All right, so today we're talking about any Facebook questions that you might have, any Facebook ad questions, to be a little bit more specific. Now, there are some secrets that we're going to get through today. So of the questions that you asked me, I made sure to include very in-depth answers, or at least as you're about to see them. So what you're going to see right now is me sharing my screen, and you're going to have the question in front of you. So of course, the visual aspect is going to help us and see what we're even talking about, and then I'll just give us the answer. So for those wondering, hey, is this going to be around later? It will. So make sure that you tune back in if you had any questions that you wanted answered, but I wasn't able to get to. So make sure that you come back for that. But what's going to be most meaningful for you is asking the question here in case I don't provide as much clarity as you would like to see with the question. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And as you're coming in, please feel free to drop a like on the, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. It really does help out, boost the transmission, help out, get more notifications out to the world. So desktop 2. All right, so The secrets of Facebook ads. So again, as I mentioned, you asked a lot of questions. So I made sure that I sifted through the top questions that were, some of them were repeats. So I made sure that I aggregated them. Some of them we're going to be able to answer in tandem to another question. So I made sure I consolidated the questions. And then within the questions that I also selected, there's going to be plenty of information shared that has some Facebook ad strategies, Facebook ad secrets that isn't being shared by either other marketers out there, by other realtors out there, by any other people out there. So I'm just giving you the entire playbook. And if there's any specific question that you may have, please feel free to drop it down below and I'll make sure to get to it. All right, so with that being said, one of the most common questions, this one surprised me. How much should I spend on Facebook ads? The correct answer is how much you're willing to invest in your business. That's the correct answer. That's the political answer, right? But we understand that that doesn't necessarily answer the question altogether. That doesn't necessarily, there's not really a button on the budget section where it says, well, how much I'm willing to invest in my business. I understand that does not exist. So with that being said, whenever you're trying to launch Facebook ads in most industries, I'm speaking mostly about the real estate industry right now, given that's the focus of the channel mostly. So whenever I sit down with the consult for the agents that I'm working with, either through EXP, the ones that join me at EXP, and we have our strategy session, I highly suggest that we go with $10 a day minimum per strategy. Now it's a little bit different from the consulting side because I do ask for a limit, a floor of advertising. So I do ask that on the consulting side that they invest $1,000 of ad spend per month to make it viable for them and also make it justifiable for what I charge. Again, just trying to be as transparent with you as possible. If there's any questions on that, I can absolutely clarify. But when it comes to spending on Facebook ads, whatever you're willing to spend as an investment in your business, that's the correct answer. But I understand that that's not necessarily something that you can put into the budget little option that it gives you right there. So I suggest any campaign that you're launching, I suggest that you spend at least $10 a day. So if you multiply that out by 30 days, then we're talking about $300 a month. That's what I suggest. Now, from that $10 a day, you can absolutely split it up into two ad sets. So you have the campaign strategy at $10 a day, and the most that you'll be able to split test at once is two $5 ad sets. Does that make sense? So you're able to split test two different audiences, two different ad targeting options, two different ads if you wanted to as well, but I wouldn't go beyond that. You certainly don't have the budget to be able to split test everything appropriately. So to answer that question, we're talking about $10 a day. And then if you wanted to split test several aspects, then I would recommend you only split test two items. So I have either two ads or two ad sets at $5 a piece. That's the most that you want because you're not going to get as much bang for your buck in that regard if you do anything less. All right, so let's keep going. So again, if you have any questions as they come up, after I get to about 3 questions here, I'll make sure to pause so we can get to the questions as they come up. So just make sure that you get those in. My ad gets rejected all of the time. What's going on? That's a really great question, but that's also a really loaded question. So what that means is whenever you're running an ad, whether it's in the real estate industry, the credit industry, housing, well, housing is real estate, employment, any type of industry that you can think of, if you're getting your ads rejected and if you're running the credit, employment, housing, political campaigns, if you're running ads that should be in the special ad category, most likely it's because the rejection most likely is because you haven't highlighted that the particular ad that you're running is in the special ad category. So as a reminder, credit, employment, housing, and political action or basically political issues, if you're running any types of ads that have to do with those 4 segments that I just mentioned and you're getting rejected, most of the time is because you haven't selected that special ad category. Now, going a little bit more macro, if you're running any other types of ads and you're still getting rejected, it could be for a multitude of things. But the primary reason that you're going to get rejected is because you're making financial claims, making claims of how much money somebody's going to make, making claims of making some, I'm not going to say outlandish claims, but Facebook does have some words that it flags down. So if you're talking about let's just say no credit or zero down or items like that, you are a little bit more open to getting flagged from your ad. So look very detailed at your ad, and it's most often it's actually the ad. It's not even the image, not even the video. It's most of the time it's the actual ad copy that you're using. So take a deep dive on your ad copy and see if you can water it down. I know we don't want that. I know we don't want to water it down or make it more bland or vanilla, but sometimes you do have to do that in order for Facebook to approve it. Now, simply because it's getting rejected doesn't necessarily mean that you have to change something. What that means is once you get rejected, you can ask for a manual review. That is sometimes successful. I wouldn't hold up my entire business while the review is happening, because the review is it's going to take a long time, especially now during the times that we're in. But also, from my experience, it hasn't been that successful. It does work sometimes, but just giving you a better alternative while you're getting your ad manually reviewed, go ahead and start another one and work from there. All right, so we have a few questions right here. Can I upload a CVS, not CVS, whoops, CSV of my network's cell phone number and create ads that only they would see? Can I upload a CSV of my cell phone number of my network? So essentially, can you upload your database is essentially the question. You absolutely can. If you can get an email in tandem to those cell phone numbers, I highly encourage you to do it. So you can do either or. You can do just cell phone numbers, you can do just emails, but really what you're going to see the most value in, and I believe it was Pete that asked that question, where you're going to see the most value is a combination of the two. So have the emails and the phone numbers in your upload, and you're going to see some great results. Now, of course, you want to pepper in the names. That's going to work as well. But certainly, if you're only uploading names and the city and the zip and the state, you're not going to have much results. So I was actually speaking with an agent team over in California. They had a full list of names, they had a full list of well, the addresses, not the street addresses, but the state, the zip, and the city, and that's the only thing that they were gonna upload as a custom audience. And at the end of the day, I was able to convince them to not do that because they're not gonna have that much success because the names are just not going to be enough. So if you have the names in the, I'm sorry, if you have the emails and the phone numbers, that's the most powerful thing that you can upload to Facebook. All right, so let's go. Why is Facebook advertising reach per dollars keep decreasing? Why does Facebook advertisement reach per dollars keep decreasing? So I'm trying to analyze that question. Why does Facebook advertising reach per dollars keep decreasing? Are you saying that it's getting less expensive? If you're saying that, then that the reason that that's happening as a difference from last month to this month is because, especially here in the United States, is because not as much money was being pumped into advertisements because of the political campaigns. So that's why you were seeing a drop off. So whenever we in some select places that we were running ads, we actually paused them all together for the last 2 weeks prior leading up to the election, and then we turned them on immediately after, because at that point that's when the ad campaigns from both sides, and really from all sides, I guess, stopped advertising. So that's why we selectively did it the way that we did it. So that's why. All right, so let me know if you have any questions coming in. I will make sure that I get to them, but let's keep going. How do I check if the Facebook pixel is working? Whenever you install your Facebook pixel, you have the ability to check it through something called the Facebook Pixel Helper. Now that's an extension. Let's see if I can, you might not be able to see it because of my head or where Zoom puts my image over here, but on the top right hand side, if you were able to see it, you should see two kind of like I don't even know the greater sign or less than sign, kind of like that, like a code. You should be able to see those at the top right. And it's called the Facebook Pixel Helper. It's an extension that you just type in Facebook Pixel Helper download. It'll send you to the website. You download it. And anytime you go to your website, whenever you land there, this Facebook Pixel Helper is able to detect if there's a Facebook Pixel installed. Now, in the event that it does find it, make sure that it's actually your Facebook Pixel. So you're just going to look at the last four numbers on your Facebook Pixel. So whenever you're on Facebook, you're also going to look at the last four numbers that the Facebook Pixel Helper does. Now, you may be thinking, well, Jaime, of course it's going to be my Facebook Pixel. That's it's my website. You'd be surprised. One, you could have copied something wrong. That does happen. But most of the time, what you're going to find is if you had your website created by, let's just say, KV Core, or you got a shared funnel from a popular landing page generator like ClickFunnels, then when they do that copy, or when they create those websites for you, it's actually the owner's pixel that's already installed in there. So you have their pixel installed on your website as well. So just be aware of that. So that's why I say make sure that your Facebook pixel is actually your Facebook pixel installed, because oftentimes it's not. So just be aware of that. All right. What is a carousel ad? Should I use it? So a carousel ad is it's a type of ad that Facebook gives you. So whenever you run your campaigns, or whenever you run an ad, you can select an image, a single image, or you can select a video. You can upload a video and advertise from there, or you can select what's called a carousel ad. A carousel ad, the best way of thinking about it is basically different ads in one. So you're going to have the image, you're going to have the title, you're going to have the description in one card. So one little option right there. And right next to it, almost like a carousel, right? You're going to have the image, the title, and the description again. And you can add another one, the image, the description. I'm sorry, the image, the title, and the description. So you can have multiple ads in one. So this is fantastic for if you have different products or different services to show the kind of like the inventory that you have. So if you're selling shoes, you have different models that you're going to highlight. If you're selling houses, let's just say new construction, then you're going to select the different models in every single card. So that's a carousel ad. All right. Again, so as questions come up, let me know in the comments section. I'll make sure that we pause for those so we don't miss any. Are story ads worth running? So story ads, what this questioner, what this person that asked the question was alluding to was Facebook story ads and Instagram story ads. So the stories, as you know, are those things at the top whenever you log into Facebook or to Instagram that are circled or bubbled in. And these are just short blurbs of what's going on. So like a little story. And you're able to run ads in that placement as well in the stories. So whenever you're clicking through the stories, every not every two, or every 3 or 4 stories, you're going to find an advertisement there. You're able to run ads that way. So the question was, are story ads worth running? The correct answer is it depends. It depends on your split testing. So what you're going to hear me say, especially in this live stream, is you do need a split test in order to see what's working in your markets. But from my experience, story ads are absolutely worth running. There have been times where we launched either the price drop ad, just listed ad, the new construction ad, whatever ads that we're running, we do split test the placements because we want to see, hey, are we getting a bang for our buck from the stories or from the news feeds or from another place? So we're split testing that individually. So don't just run everything at once. Don't run an ad to the stories, to the news feeds, to the in-network audiences everywhere when it comes to placements, because then you won't know if the story ads are worth running. You're not going to see where the conversion came from, as opposed to you launching an individual campaign that is clearly marked for stories, and then another individual campaign that's clearly marked for news feeds. There, you're able to split test the two. There, you're able to see, hey, my ads are outperforming on the story placement than the news feed. So Yes, they're absolutely worth running, but just make sure that you're split testing them along the way so you can verify that for your market. What are conversion ads? All right, so conversion ads are one of the 11 types of campaigns that you can launch on Facebook. So on Facebook, they're called campaign objectives. Basically, what are you trying to achieve with the advertisement that you're running? So a conversion ad, if you're looking at the ads manager right now, you're going to see the awareness, you're going to see consideration, and then you're going to see conversion on the far right hand side. On the far right hand side, you can see conversion, and then you're going to see conversion ads. So conversion ads, I absolutely love to run because it gives me several pieces of valuable information, and also it helps scale my ads considerably. So whenever I run conversion ads, I'm able to see how many actual conversions happen from that individual campaign. So Facebook is able to track, we had this amount of conversions happen from this ad set, from this ad, and it's able to track that down with pretty good accuracy. So from a tracking perspective, I absolutely love running conversion ads. Now, from a scaling perspective, Facebook will go out and find some like people that converted for you. So if you're selling shoes, then it's going to go find other people that are going to be more likely to buy your shoes. If you're selling homes, it's going to go out there and find people that converted, that actually became leads for you at a mass scale. So it's a fantastic campaign to run. Now, in order to launch the campaign, you really need four things. First, you need to create your Facebook pixel. So make sure that the Facebook pixel is created. And then two, you need to install that Facebook pixel into your website, into your landing page. So a conversion ad is drawing people away from Facebook onto your landing page or onto your website. So that's why you have to install your Facebook pixel, which is a piece of code that goes on your websites. And then three, you need to create a custom conversion. You need to create an event that you're telling Facebook, hey, anytime somebody lands here or anytime somebody clicks here, I want you, Facebook, to count that as a conversion. So as a success, if you will. So when you create that custom conversion, you're able to do that. And all of this, by the way, is in the videos that I've covered in the past. So if you just go to my Facebook channel, my YouTube channel, and type in conversion ads, a lot of videos are going to pop up. So you see exactly how to create these. Then the fourth step is launching the conversion ad. Now I know that this was a little bit more than that was probably asked for, but that's what conversion ads are, and that's how you create them. Now, one additional point here, and I really get excited about conversion ads, so that's why I'm going so in depth with it. But one point to consider with conversion ads, to have a meaningful scaling of your ads, you do need 50 conversions per week. So what this means is within the 7 days, you need 50 conversions to occur in your campaigns. So that means that you need to have a healthy budget in order to get to the 50 conversions. And what that also means is you may not be able to reach 50 conversions from people that actually bought your product or became a lead, but that's okay. You don't have to optimize for that right off the jump. You may not have 50 people that actually become leads for you in that week, but you may have 50 people that go to the order form or that go to the the opt-in form. So do the conversion off of that event as opposed to people that actually gave you their contact information. And then eventually you'll be able to move over to the conversions. I know it's a little bit tricky. I know it's a little bit silly, but that's way more than, I mean, that right there was a masterclass on conversions. So I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to share with you. Basically, you're not going to find anywhere else that it's going to cover all the conversion in such detail. I'll stop. I'll stop being my own hype man. Let's go. I heard having text on images was bad. Is that true? It used to be true whenever you ran Facebook ads that if you had over 20% of your image covered in text, it would suppress the advertisement. However, as of, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, that requirement went away. So you don't have to limit yourself to text on images. That's something that Facebook has changed. So that is no longer the case. So in this in this particular question, that is no longer true. It used to be, but no longer the case. You can put however much text you want on your images that you're advertising. What is a business manager? A business manager on Facebook is something that serves several purposes, but primarily what I share with folks is it's going to help you from a liability standpoint, and I'll share with you what that means in a little bit. And a business manager also helps you from a functionality functionality standpoint. So from a liability perspective, whenever you create a Facebook business manager, that's what I should have probably added the Facebook part, but whenever you create a Facebook business manager, you're creating an entirely different thing, kind of like its own company, if you will. Just think of it that way. You're creating something, and you can do this for free. This is something that Facebook gives you the ability. So you create a Facebook business manager, a business account over here. It's not the Facebook business page, it's a business manager. So to do that is go to business.facebook.com/overview. And then at the top right, it's going to say create account. When you create that account, you're able to do several things. You're able to link up several pages together. You're able to link up several ad accounts together. You're able to link up your pixels. You're able to combine a lot of different sources or resources that you were using individually. Now that's pretty cool. But what I'm getting to when it comes to liability perspective, whenever you create your business manager, you're able to create different ad accounts. Now, it's important that you go ahead and create different ad accounts and actually run your ads through those ad accounts, because right now, if this is completely new to you and you don't know what a Facebook manager is, you've never heard of it, you don't have one, if you're running ads right now and this is completely new to you, chances are you're running your ads from your personal ad account. Don't do that. You're running a huge risk. This is where the liability comes into play. If you run an ad, regardless of how good or bad it is, if Facebook sees it as I'm going to suspend your account because I don't like this ad, if Facebook sees it that way, then it doesn't matter what you say. So whenever that happens and you're running ads on your personal account, it's going to say Facebook ad disabled. But not only that, it's going to say your account is disabled, and you as a person, you as Jaime Resendiz, so you as Jaime Resendiz are no longer able to run ads, period, point blank. So you can appeal that. But in the event that you lose, which is most likely what's going to happen if you don't know how to contest properly, if that happens, then you as a profile, you as a person are no longer able to advertise on Facebook. That's how mission critical it is that you create a business manager account. So that's the incredible liability that you're running right now. So your entire business gets shut down in relation to the ads that you're running. But if you go on to create that business manager account and create some ad accounts within it, if Facebook sends you that same mistake or the same suspension, hey, I don't like this ad, so I'm going to block this ad, but I'm also going to block your ad account. Well, what did you just do? You created a level of separation. So this ad account over here is blocked, but it doesn't mean that you're not able to run ads. So that's why you're creating this. Now, let's go one step further. If your business manager, whatever you created right here, gets blocked, then you're also able to block that as well. You're also able to create another business manager, so you're not dead in the water. You as a person are still able to advertise. And we're running into this more frequently than I would care for. So one of the agents that partnered with me at EXP over in Florida, he continues to battle this. Now, it's something that he had prior to that that was becoming an issue. So I think we got that cleared now. But he continues to, every other week, he wakes up to, hey, your business manager account is suspended. So we have to submit an appeal. So I have to go there and get with my rep and all that fun stuff. So it becomes a huge time drain for him and for me. But at the end of the day, it's because we created that level of separation that we know his entire person is not in jeopardy. So anyway, business manager from liability perspective helps you out a ton. From a from a functionality perspective, it also helps you because going back to an earlier question that Pete had about uploading your database, uploading your network, when you create a business manager account, that's when you're able to upload your network. That's when you're able to upload your custom audience. It didn't used to be that way, but it is now. So you have to have a business manager account in order to upload your database. So just be aware of that. Also, from a business manager standpoint, the flexibility that you have with the functionality, you're able to invite advertisers to run the ads for you. You're able to combine different Facebook pages, different ad accounts in one place. If you're giving somebody your logins, your personal logins to Facebook to run your ads, I'm going to invite you to stop that today. Let me repeat that. If you're giving somebody, whether that's an advertiser, somebody that's running your ads, if you're giving somebody your logins, even to just post on Facebook business, on your Facebook business page, if you're giving somebody your personal login account information, I'm going to invite you to stop because that's not the right way of doing it. And you're just running so much risk. You're just running so much risk. It's just not the right way to do it. We'll just put it that way. So if you're being asked to give your personal information from an advertiser in this day and age, then run. That's just not the right way of doing it. Can I have multiple Facebook ad accounts? 100% you can. You can create multiple Facebook ad accounts. Now, the one thing that I want to share with that is if you are recently new to the Facebook Business Manager, you're not going to be able to create multiple Facebook ad accounts right off the jump. You're going to be limited to one ad account until several weeks have gone by, but most importantly, until you spend a good amount of money with Facebook. And when I say good amount of money, I mean a couple $100. So whenever you advertise on Facebook, then Facebook sees, all right, this person's not here just to just spam everywhere or do all that silly stuff. So we're able to create another, he or she is able to create another Facebook ad account. So that's when you get additional rights to your business. All right, so folks, as you're coming in, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. Also, a huge favor, as you're coming in, if you could smash like on that like, whether on that button, if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, it's going to really help out. Get the notifications out to the world. So I really appreciate any support that you have in that regard. So whether you're on Facebook, and by the way, it's the online real estate. I don't know what my Facebook group is called. Online marketing for real estate professionals. That's where you'll find the Facebook group over there. I know some of you are either at work or some of you would much rather have the interaction happen on Facebook. So that's why simulcast over there. And also if you're on YouTube, we can you can also engage over there as well. So as you're coming in, a huge like goes a huge way. So I appreciate that. All right. So any questions? Let me see if I missed any questions real quick. I think we were caught up. All right. All right. So I have a question. So we have a question. Facebook arbitrage. I saw this question earlier. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I may be missing it. Maybe it's different terminology, or maybe I'm just ignorant. That could also be the case. I'm sorry. I don't know what Facebook arbitrage means. Are we talking about getting lower cost per clicks? Maybe driving traffic from Facebook over to your website so you can get additional AdSense. That's the only thing that I could possibly think of with Facebook arbitrage. So if I'm struggling like that, then chances to answer that type of question, then I might not be the right resource for you with that particular question. Sorry, my friend. I wish I could. I wish I knew what that meant. I really do. It sounds cool. What does reach and impressions mean? Aren't they the same? So they are not the same. So what this question's alluding to is whenever you're reading your reports, whenever you're running ads and you're on your ads manager and you see on the columns, you're going to see cost per result. You're going to see if the campaign is active. You're going to see the last date of the significant edit. You're going to see the budget. You're going to see all the types of stuff. What they're asking is, reach and impressions, is that the same thing? No. So reach, in the column that we're talking about, the Facebook ads, on your Facebook ads in your business manager, there's a reach column. Reach means the amount of people that you have reached. So that means that 100 people saw your ad. On the impression sides is how many times was your ad shown. So if you think about it this way, if you reach 100 people and it says it was shown 200 times, then what that is telling you is that on average, the 100 people saw your ad twice. And it does the calculation for you as well. So you see the amount of impressions per person. So reach means the amount of people that were reached. Impressions was the amount of times that the ad was shown. That's what the difference is. So 100% of the time, you're going to find that the reach number is significantly less than your impressions 100% of the time, because there's no way for you to have more people than actually impressions, because these impressions need to reach those people. So there's that. So they're not the same. How can I get real estate buyer leads? Well, if that's not a loaded question, okay, well, how can I get real estate buyer leads? Several different ways, and I have over 600 videos in this channel that show you how. So let's just stick with Facebook ads, not necessarily talk about anything beyond that, because that's what this Q&A was designed for. So how are you able to get real estate buyer leads? The one that's working right now very well is the just listed ad. So I think I even just published a video about this maybe last week. So the just listed ad is taking a property that was just listed on the market, so has a couple of days on it, taking that property and marketing it to the Facebook community, marketing it to the world. Now, that Facebook ad is going to say something very simple. It's going to call out the city that the home was just listed in, a special or a unique aspect of the property, and then the call to action is going to be for people to click on that ad and give you their contact information in exchange for additional information on the property. So basically, the property itself becomes the lead magnet. So that's the just listed strategy. We can go into several others, but if you're looking for real estate buyer leads in today's market, the just listed strategy is absolutely crushing it because of the environment that we're in, because it's a seller's market. It's just working fantastic. It's a great campaign to run. And I highly encourage you to go and find that on the channel, because I walk you through it. But beyond that, I give you the exact ad copy, and I give you the exact, give you everything. I give you everything. So that's a great way to do that. Website question. Do you recommend the automatic trigger after 3 property views to require login? Okay, so Victor, I'm assuming that you're talking about, so you say website question. So this must be a website, whether it's a single property website or a search-based website, that's asking people to create a login either as soon as they go to your website or they go back 3 times. So so just to give people a glimpse of what that looks like, KV Core does this, Commissions Inc. does this, Boomtown does this. So any high-powered CRM that you can think of, they have this type of functionality where somebody goes to the website and you can program it to where the moment that they land on that website, you're asking for their email, you're asking for them to create an account with you, or you could delay it. You can delay it 3 times, as Victor is alluding to, before they give you their contact information. So Victor, repeating the question now that we're on the same page, website question, do you recommend the automatic trigger after 3 property views to require login? If you're running an ad directly to your website, then I suggest that you absolutely request the login before they even see a property. So don't wait for 3 times, just immediately ask for it if you're running an ad. If you're running an ad for that, then absolutely go ahead and request it. Now, if you're doing them to create a login. Now, if you're just let's just say you're posting there on Facebook to your immediate community, then what I suggest there is don't make it a requirement at all. So if you're just sharing homes that you like that are you believe are undervalued or just listed, you're sharing it to your social media community, then I don't require a login. Now, if you're doing that to a Facebook group, whether that's a garage group or real estate group, somebody else, then I do suggest that you require three visits, three property views before they require a login. And the reason being is because if you're advertising or posting a property in somebody else's group, you don't want to ask for the login right off the bat, because people are going to see that, oh, this person is just trying to get leads. However, when somebody cares enough to go once, cares enough to go back twice, and cares enough to go back 3 times, and then they get asked for a login, they're going to be a little bit less suspicious that, oh, this person was just posting on Facebook to get leads. So that's when I would suggest to add the login after 3 views. So that's great question. All right, so how can I get seller leads? Of course, this would be asked. How can I get real estate seller leads? Well, there's several different ways. With Facebook ads right now, what I would suggest is running what's called the just sold ad. Now, the just sold ad, actually, that's probably a good video that I'll probably need to make for next week. The just sold ad is one that's working extremely well right now. The just sold ad is taking a property that was just sold, so just as the name suggests, that has 3 important characteristics to it. The property that just sold you'll want it to have received multiple offers. You want it to have been on the market for less than 10 days, so short amount of days on market, and then also have received above asking price. So I'll repeat that again in reverse. Higher offers than asking price. So you accepted an offer that was higher than asking price. Low days on market. That's the second. And then the third is the what did I just say? So days on market, multiple offers. Whoa. Multiple offers. So those are 3 criteria that you want for a property that you're advertising on the just sold campaign. And what you're doing with that ad, again, I'll make a video about this, so it'll come out next week. The just sold ad. What you're doing with this ad is you're providing some social proof to people. You're providing social proof that, hey, this is what's happening in the market right now. This is something that's happening right down the street in your neighborhood or in the very well-known area of Bishop Arts, Deep Ellum, somewhere where the people that are residents that are local to it can identify it. You're not going to give the exact street address for compliance issues, but also for safety issues. You're not going to go and do that. But you have the ability to advertise a just sold ad and be very, very successful with your seller leads. Now, there's some campaigns that are absolutely crushing it, that are getting seller leads for about $4 right now, which that's insane. That is absolutely insane for a seller lead. But then there's some that are more realistic, which are above $10. So don't expect seller leads to be the same cost as buyer leads. That just is not a thing. That does not happen. So just be aware of that. Just sold campaigns, fantastic, all day long. Awareness, consideration, and conversion. So what they're asking here is there's 3 types of categories with Facebook ads. Whenever you're, as I was mentioning, there's 11 campaign objectives with Facebook, and there's 2 on the awareness side. There's 3 on the conversion side, and without doing math, what is that, 7 or is that 6? 6 in the middle, so 6 in the consideration side. On the awareness side, you're gonna have reach, you're gonna have brand, and the awareness category is basically reaching the masses, trying to get as many people as possible. The awareness campaign is not designed to get people to buy and or give you their contact information right off the jump. It's designed to bring awareness to the marketplace. Consideration, that's when you're expecting That's when you're expecting the, let me see if I can quit that application right there. So on the consideration side, that's when you're expecting some movement. That's when you're expecting some actual sales, some actual leads. So consideration, that's where you're going to find the traffic campaign, the lead generation campaign, the messages campaign, the video views campaign, the app install campaign. So that's where you're going to find in that middle column people that are actually ready to make a move. And you're going to find that even the templates, even these settings that you create are conducive to people giving you their contact information. On the awareness side, you don't really have a great place for people to give you their contact information or even have action occur. It's just awareness. Again, that's what it's designed for. Consideration, then you start seeing some features in the campaigns themselves that help you collect that email, that help you collect that credit card information. So that's what's happening in the consideration. So there's actual movement and then or consideration in your product. And then on the conversion side, that's where you start seeing the scaling up of your business. That's where you start seeing more and more people convert. That's where you scale. This is where you find the conversion campaign that we talked about a little while ago. In the conversion ad, or in the conversion column, I should say, that's where you start seeing an exponential return on your ads. So that's why I'm a big fan of conversion ads altogether, because this is where you're actually converting people into leads or into sales. That's what's so powerful. All right, so I saw a question down here. If someone is pixeled by going to my website, how do I get their info, or don't I? Is it stored somewhere, or does Facebook just automatically retarget them? Great question. When somebody gets pixeled on your website, what you have to do is create a custom audience. Now, again, everything that we talk about is, there's probably 30 videos about the subject in my channel. So make sure to check that out. So just go to my channel and go to custom audiences. When you install your pixel on your website, it's there. It's ready to go. So when people land on it, they're going to get cookied, they're going to get tracked, they're going to get pixeled, right? When that happens, you're creating an audience. You're creating an audience. More and more people are going. They're being tracked. But you have to create a custom audience. And the custom audience that you're going to create is based off of your website. So you're going to tell Facebook, create a custom audience of everybody that has gone to my website. And you're going to put the URL and all that fun stuff. We're not going to get into the technical component of it right now, but you're telling Facebook, hey, create a custom audience of everybody that went to my website. Cool. And then Facebook's going to ask, well, for how long? Well, you're going to say, anybody that's gone to my website for the past 180 days. I want to track that and be able to retarget. So Facebook's going to say, fantastic. Unfortunately, you didn't create this audience 180 days ago, so I'm going to start counting from today. So it's very important that if you're listening to this for the first time, go and create your custom audience today, because you're missing data any moment that you haven't installed your Facebook pixel, and any moment that you haven't created your custom audience. So it's very important that before you start spending a single dime, you create these custom audiences. When you create this custom audience, you have this as an audience that you're able to target whenever you're running your ads. So whenever you go through and create whether it's a lead generation campaign, a traffic campaign, a conversion campaign, doesn't matter. Once you select that type of campaign, you're going over to the ad set, which is the targeting. And there towards we're gonna say the top third of the page, it's gonna say, do you want to select a custom audience or a special ad audience or a lookalike audience? It's going to be a field that you can manually input something in there. So when you click on it, it's going to give you the option of the special ad audience. I'm sorry, it's going to give you the custom audience that you want to use. So that's where you select it. Facebook's not going to do it for you. It'll do a lot of things, but it won't do that. All right. Pete, does that answer it? Bro, your audio is so low. All right. Well, that would have been good to know. So I'll make sure that I scream through the audio. And I've heard that before, so I don't know what's going on. This is probably the last time that I go through Zoom. I'm getting ready to do OBS, but I'll make sure that I speak up here towards the other questions. Let me see. Ready to do OBS, but I'll make sure that All right, so hopefully we can get that done. How do I know what targeting to use? So when it comes to targeting, the best thing that I can tell you, the best thing that I can give you here is you want to split test as much as possible. You want to split test everything you can. You want to split test your images. You want to split test your ad copy. You want to split test your placements. You want to split test your interest. You want to split test the geography of where you're going. The best thing that I could say for this is split test as much as you possibly can. And when you think you have it down perfectly, split test some more. That's the best thing that I could tell you. You have to split test. There's just no other way around it. You have to split test. So targeting, there's no one size fits all. It's just not, it just doesn't exist. What do I send the leads? So whenever we're talking about leads, it just depends what you're offering them. If you offer them, like I was talking about earlier, of the just sold or the just, let's go with just listed. If you did a campaign that was for just listeds, then you're going to send the lead the information of the home that you just listed because you use the property as the lead magnet. So when it comes to what do I send the leads, whatever you promise them. If you promise them a CMA, send them a CMA. If you promise them additional information on new builds or new construction, then send them that. If you promise them a market report, then send them that. It's that simple. So send them that right off the jump. And then you can use your normal follow-up campaigns, your normal emails, your normal texts. It's just that introductory email that's going to be different. So if you run a new construction campaign, a just listed campaign, even a just sold campaign, it's just that first email that's going to be different. The rest of the drips are going to be the same. So it's really that simple. All right, so I think that we got to the end of it because it doesn't let me go anywhere else. What time is it? Oh yeah, I do. It's almost that time, so I want to make sure that I'm respectful of it. All right, so any questions that we missed? Let me make sure there's nothing over here on the group that I am omitting. So Facebook Pixel, CSV, website question, anybody over here? We cleared it out. We cleared it out. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me on another Monday. So I will see you next week. So next week, again, it's going to be at 9 a.m. Central. I'll make sure that I give the topic ahead of time. I don't necessarily know what topic we're going to be covering next week, but I'll make sure that you see it on my community tab here on YouTube. And also, so you have the information over on the, what was it? I'll create the event before you can actually see it. So if any questions come up between now and then, I do answer every comment that comes through. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Outside of that, make it a fantastic week, and I'll see you next one.